we see that books like Maccabees or Tobit or Ecclesiasticus, none of these are actually quoted as scripture, whereas other books from the Old Testament were. So what we recognize is Maccabees gives us really important history and some excellent inspirational lessons and tells us what happened between the Old Testament and the New Testament, but it is not actually part of the Bible. So by all means, read it, learn from it, find it edifying, but don't base doctrine on it or look at it as being inspired on the same level that Scripture was inspired. So useful, helpful, edifying.
I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, the bonus of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Allah Kiamater, pushing his truth with nothing but sincerity in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So he said, find it edifying, the apocrypha. He was talking about the apocrypha, but he said, don't, it does. What are you talking about, man? You know, there's precepts in there that match the Old Testament. You know what I mean? So what the hell are you talking about? It's like talking about there will be a third World War III, right? It's like saying reading about World War I and skipping World War II and talking about the World War III. You know what I mean? So it's like that, you know? So you're pretty much trying to say fuck the Greek captivity. It doesn't match up though. You know what I mean? But why is it that in the Old Testament that's a lot of history, you know what I mean? The Exodus talks about the you know what I mean, the Pharaoh, you know, being enslaved Israelites, things of the matter. What about the Book of Kings? That talks about history though. You know what I mean? So what the hell are you talking about? Don't you can find it edifying though, but it just doesn't belong in the Bible. What do you mean that the Apocrypha don't belong in the Bible? You devils took it out though. I think it was in 1889 or 87 or something to do with that though. But how is it that the fact that, you know, it doesn't match in? It does go between the Old Testament and New Testament though, you know what I mean? So that's what these devils do, man. Because you gotta understand the book of the Apocrypha, it tells you where the northern kingdom went. You know what I mean? It talks about the Hanukkah, you know. It talks about the thing about it though, a lot of Christians want to talk about Tobit, the 6th chapter, that shit was a what's it called, spirits though, like what's that called, sorcery or some shit to do magic, because you know when he what's it called, Tobias, he lit that gut of the fish, and then to keep whatever evil bad spirits so that won't come in though and kill him, because he was gonna lay with that woman that she had 7 husbands and they happened to die. I forgot her name though. You know what I mean? And she has 7 husbands that died in the chamber. So that's why he did that though. He lit up the goal, and from the fish though, and he just lit it up though, as in like an incense though, to keep the evil spirits away though, so he won't die though. You know, that's what the angel Raphael told him to do. You know, and they want to call it that book is you know, sorcery, or I mean that chapter sorcery, whatever though. But what about these other books, which Ecclesiasticus talks about the time of the Greek captivity, because that was his name was Jesus, the son of Sirach though. You know what I mean? So that was the time of the Greek captivity. And then of course the Maccabees though, you know what I mean? The Maccabees. So today I just want to line up scriptures that were in the Apocrypha and also in the Old Testament. So let's get it, because it's like it's like saying 1, 2, 3, and then you go 1, 3, and people are gonna be like, "What about the 2?" It's gonna be, "What about the 2?" You know what I mean? You need that 1, 2 to complete that 3. You know, in order for you to have a 3, you have to have a 2. You know what I mean? So that's the book of the Apocrypha. You're supposed to have the Apocrypha, because how is it that it talks about the Assyrian captivity? That's history, right? According to the 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. Then it talks about the Persians. right? Captivity. Talks about that in the book of Ezra. You know what I mean? Oh, Salakia. Sorry about that. Assyrians, right? It talks about the Syrians, right? And then the Babylonian captivity. Then after the Persian captivity. And then it skips to the Roman captivity. But what about the Greek captivity? You know what I mean? What about that? You skipped one captivity though. So therefore, you know what I mean? Look in the book of Daniel. It tells you about the Babylonian. He was a captive in the Babylonian captivity. The Persians, you know, you read the book of Ezra, you know, and I believe so in the little bit in the book of Hosea. You know what I mean, though. So let's get the precepts because this guy is crazy though, man. So let's read the book of Daniel 7:6, and it reads, "After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and domain was given to it though." So this talking about that leopard was talking about the Greek captivity though, you know, and also the 4 wings, which also had the 4 heads, was talking about the 4 generals that came after Alexander the Great. Because remember, he died after 12 years. He said, and domain was given to it. You know what I mean? Because he had 4 generals, conquer. You know what I mean? Had all this shit though happen though. Because Alexander, like I said, he even said though, I give power to whoever handle it though. You know what I mean? But eventually these they divided to 4 though. You know what I mean? So right, so this happened, right? So this is in the Old Testament, talking about the Greek captivity, which is the leopard, you know? So let's look into the book of Maccabees, 1:6. Therefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years, what I spoke about, and then died. His servants bear rule everyone in his place. His servants bear rule everyone in his place. So it got divided into 4 kingdoms, though. You know what I mean? So let's look into that though. Slovakia, this is acting real slow. So as you can see here, Slovakia, there's one kingdom right here, the purple right here. Damn, Slovakia. And then there's another one in the yellow, and then one in the green. So there's God built into 4 kingdoms, though. You know what I mean? The 4 generals. See what I'm saying, though? So the book of Daniel's is matching with the book of the Maccabees. You know, so how you can't go around that, be around that bush about that. Mm-hmm. So now let's look into the book of John 10:22. And it was at Jerusalem the feast of the dedication, and it was winter, right? So the feast of dedication was in a time where it was cold, you know. And remember, this was probably happened to do with Hanukkah. But if you look in the Bible, the Old and New Testament, it doesn't talk about Hanukkah. So why is it that Yahweh is gonna go to Jerusalem to for the dedication though? You know what I mean? For the feast of dedication. If it wasn't so important though, there has to be a history of the feast of dedication though. And you know what I see a lot though? A lot of pastors and Edomites that do research and shit with so-called whatever, they don't even go into the Maccabees like that. They don't even talk about the 4th chapter of the Maccabees. You know, they don't talk about the root. You know what I mean? They talk about the story of the Maccabees, but they don't talk about the root of it though in the 4th chapter though. which I'm gonna get into right now. See, and it was Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter, which it was cold, right? So why is Yahweh Shai celebrating this, right? So this is the first book of Maccabees 4:58. Thus was there great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away, as they defeated the heathen, right? Which is the Greeks, though. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar, which was kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days, from the 25th day of the month Casalu, with mirth, Salakia, I didn't say that right, with mirth and gladness. See, it says ordained. It's ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar. You see, so this is the history of the feast of dedication. The feast of dedication, though. You know what I mean? This Hanukkah. So how is it that it jumped from one thing to another, though? It does just make sense, though. That you have to know the history, though. You got to know the history. Why is Yahweh Shai going to Jerusalem to celebrate the feast of dedication, though? You know what I mean? So that this book is really, really important, though. You know what I mean? And then it talks about the northern too, the tribes, though, that they went to the Americas, though. So I understand why this devil is trying to hide this so much away from from people, though. You know what I mean? The 1611, though, that's a great book, though, to have, which I'm gonna get hopefully pretty soon, though. I'm gonna purchase it because I don't have that one, but still, I still got the apocrypha, of course. So within the things like that, you know what I mean? So let's look into this other precept, though. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 7:26. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is the withdrawn from the earth, and whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evil shall see my wonders. For my son Jesus, Yahushua, shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. After these years shall my son Mashiach die, and all men that have life. Okay? So it's talking about Yahweh Shai. After these years shall my son, Mashiach die, and all the men that have life. So this is talking about Yahweh Shai. And this is in the Apocrypha. This is before, Yahweh Shai came into the scene, though. You know what I mean? Exactly, though. So how is it this not important, though? It doesn't connect to the Bible, though. The Apocrypha was supposed to be in the Bible, but you devils took it out, though. You know what I mean? Get the edification and all the things. Oh, great story, though. But guess what? So Old Testament tells great stories, too, of our forefathers. And it's supposed to not give a damn about it, though, and just be more into the New Testament, though, like you fucking so-called Christians. It doesn't make sense, though, man. Of course, the book of Enoch and Jasper and all the other ones are off, though. I never read them and shit, though. But it throws me off that the timeline of Nimrod and Esau is the same timeline. I believe so. So then from there, I knew, and I asked the brother, too, I asked the brother, and he told me those books, you know what I mean? No good. So I kind of figured, you know what I mean? Kind of figure, though. But that's just the thing about it, though. So yes, the Apocrypha is a very, very, very important book to be. It's supposed to. It is. It's not supposed to. It is the Bible, though. Salakia. Yeah, Salakia, though. So it is the Bible, though. You know what I mean? It is. It's not. I mean, Salakia. It is. They say it is part of the Bible. It is the Bible, though. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So with that, hopefully this video was edifying. Until next one, I say, Shalom.